What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Sugar Salon TV. Is your licensed master stylist, M. Williams. Thank you so much for your support. So here I'm doing a traditional sew-in, which is basically meaning that the sew-in has leave out. Some of the client's own hair is left out. This is just a braid up. So I'm going to ask you guys to pray for me now in advance because her hair is super thick. Pray for me now because her hair is very thick. Keep watching. So you guys need to be praying a little bit harder because when I get up at the top right here, her hair is even thicker. She has beautiful hair. It's super thick. This is her first sew-in ever. She never had a sew-in before. This is her first time getting a sew-in. Again, that front part that you see in the front, that's leave out. She has leave out on both sides and leave out in the back. Because as we all know, sometimes we may want to do a ponytail, a low ponytail, a high ponytail, or we may just want to, when the wind blow, of course, we don't want track showing. So that's why I do the leave out. And so as you just saw, beautifully thick hair. So I use some edge control. I use a different varieties of edge control, but also it helps me to grip really good, which helps me to braid a little tighter. Also with the edge control, it helps to hydrate the client's hair. So again, she's getting that traditional sew-in. Traditional sew-in is just a sew-in that has some leave out. So she have leave out on both sides. And then she has a little bit of leave out at the top. Not a whole lot of leave out though, because the whole purpose of getting a sew-in is so you can pretty much put your own hair in hibernation and your own hair can get a break. Just a little bit of break. Just put your hair in hibernation to get them hair follicles a break. And sew-ins can be healthy for your hair as long as they're not way too tight. So just continue to watch as I continue to do the braid down on her hair. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for my subscribers. If you're new to my channel and you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 30 years in the industry. Keep watching.
These days, I don't really care for all that empty conversation. No.
So you guys, I swear by edge control. Like, I don't even do any kind of braiding without any kind of edge control. Like I said, it's good for hydrating the hair. And it helps me to grip. So you always gonna see, anytime I'm doing any kind of braids, you're always gonna see some edge control on the back of my hand right there. I know they have those little things that look like a watch that you can put your edge control on, but that's too much for me. As you see, I have small hands, small arms, small wrists. I don't need all that. I can just sit it right on the back of my hand and I'm good. I don't need a whole thing looking like a watch on my arm and then putting edge control. To each his own, but I prefer to work without all that. So as you guys continue to pray for me, um, I am continuing to section off this hair so I can continue this braid down. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. You have to stay to the end to see the end result. Thanks again so much if you're new to this channel, if you're a subscriber. Just thank you, period. And I'm hoping that you're having a blessed new year so far. We're already in 2023. And see, I had to go back on this little section right here because I had made it way too thick. And so I'm like, wait a minute, where all that hair came from? It's so much hair. It's beautiful. Beautiful hair. Continue to watch, you guys. You got to see the end result. And please subscribe, click the bell, and like. Give me a like. Thank you in advance. So you may be thinking, what do I think of sew-in weaves? I mean, they're fine. They're healthy for the hair, as I mentioned a second ago. It's giving your hair and your hair follicles a break. But long as you don't overdo it, and long as the hairstylist is not making the braids too tight and not sewing it in too tight. Because it's a such thing called traction alopecia. Alopecia is just the professional term for hair loss. And so if someone is making the braids too tight for the sew-in, or they're sewing in too tight with a needle and thread, it's too tight, way too tight, that can cause hair loss. That can cause hair loss. So I'm always cognizant of that. This is her very, very first sew-in. She's never had one, so I'm sure she's going to be addicted. She's going to be hooked. Because one thing about a sew-in, it gives your hair a break. And if you guys want to subscribe, which I'm hoping you will, all you have to do is just scan this QR code right here. If you scan it, it's gonna take you straight to my subscription page, and you can just click on subscribe. A very simple, quick, and easy way to subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much in advance. 2023, I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I have tons of content on my channel already. A lot of content on here already. And so I'm sure you'll find something. I do some vlogging. I do some advice vlogging. I do some travel vlogging. I'm going to be doing some other stuff on my channel too. And I do tutorials like what you see me doing right here. And then you're going to see all kind of stuff on my channel because I've been doing hair over 30 years. So, I mean, most hairstylists on YouTube have a niche. And that's what they suggest. But because I'm a hairstylist that's been doing hair a long time, you're going to tend to see a variety of things on my channel. So you guys, I'm still braiding, doing a braid down because her hair is super thick. And you don't want super big, bulky braids when you do the braid up. So continue to watch. Consider subscribing. And if you're watching this video, please give me a thumbs up. All you have to do is just click it. Smash that little thumbs up. that'll be a blessing as well. Thank you in advance. Continue to watch, please.
Cause I wanna know that you'll be here. Won't just go ahead and disappear. So can you do just one thing? Bring me flowers so I know that you still care. Bring me flowers so I know that you're still there. But bring me flowers. Won't you bring me flowers? Bring me flowers that you think look like me. Bring me flowers with my energy. But bring me flowers, flowers, flowers. Baby, I'm here and ready to commit, but your lack of dedication, I'm tired of it.
So I finally got her hair all braided up.
If you're gonna love me, you go.
And now I'm about to start sewing down, as you can see. So I think I had 22 inch, 20, yeah, it was 22, 20, and 18. I put 3 bundles. But as you guys know, with the longer lengths of hair, the bundles, they tend to be small. They don't be as heavy and full. They tend to be smaller. So this first bundle right here was 22. So again, I put 22, 20, and 18-inch bundles. So 3 bundles I put. I think I had a little bit of hair left over from the 18-inch. But that's what I put in there. Continue to watch, please. So I don't know if you guys can notice, but whenever I do sew-ins, it's a pet peeve of mine. One thing I do, I go across the track twice. I go across each track twice. And right now I'm doubling up the tracks. So I usually double up the tracks, and then when I get to the top of the head, I do the single tracks because you don't want it to look bulky at the top and not lay down flat. But when I start the sew in the back, like what I'm doing now, I start, the tracks are doubled. And then when I tie my knot, I usually do 3 knots or 4, 3 or 4, because if you just do 2, it could slide or loose. So I usually tie it in a knot 3 to 4 times. So I don't know. Also, another pet peeve of mine, my first pet peeve is that I sew across the tracks twice. Another pet peeve of mine when I do sew-ins is I always use a net on everybody. I don't charge extra for the net, but I always use a net. And I don't use that net that comes in a long square or whatever that you cut it up. I don't even, I don't know how people use those, to be honest. I use the net that looks like a stocking cap and it has holes in it. I prefer those because they're soft. It's not scratchy or itchy. It looks like a stocking cap with holes. And then you can pretty much put it on there and then you can just cut it. It's, it's very user friendly. And so I always use a net on everybody. I've been doing that for many, many years because using the net, what it allows, you won't even, first of all, like you can't even really hardly see the net right here. Like you really won't even notice that you have on the net, and it has holes in it so your scalp can breathe, your braids can breathe. You can put your oil on your scalp, whatever you prefer to use on your scalp. If you're somebody who likes to use oil on your scalp, it's not going to hinder you from anything. But what it does do, it allows, to me, it makes for a healthier install because there's not a lot of pulling and stress and tugging on your hair, because the net is protecting your own hair underneath. So I've been using nets for many, many years. Many. Whether you're getting a full sew-in, or lace closure, a traditional sew-in like this with leave out, or whatever. And if you guys could please give me that thumbs up and like this video, please. If you're watching it, whether you watch the entire thing or part of it, or if you view it at all, could you please give me a thumbs up, please? That'll be helping my channel greatly. It's 2023, let's go. So thank you in advance for that. But I use a net on everybody. Everybody, no matter what kind of sew-in you're getting, or what kind of install, whether it be a full sew-in with no leave out, whether it be a lace closure sew-in, or whether it be a traditional sew-in like this one where she's gonna have some leave out. It don't matter. I'm always gonna be, my main key goal for being a hairstylist, I'm really, really huge on protecting the hair, and I'm really big on the integrity of the hair. Like, I don't want you to sit in my chair and then your hair come out for any reason. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, I'm pretty anal and pretty extreme and passionate about what I do. So I use nets on everybody. So continue to watch, please. And thank you.
One thing's for sure, I'm bringing out the cheap champagne. Raise the glass and celebrate us being done. 'Cause love, baby, no.
So as mentioned, once I get to the top of the head, I'm sure right now here I'm just using like single tracks. I'm not doubling up the track. It's just single, because when you get to the top of the head, you don't want it looking lumpy. You want it to lay as flat as possible. So I do like the single tracks when I get up to the top. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm using the single tracks.
Leaving me on silent, but when you left, you were silent. Weren't trying to hide the fact that I ain't you. Used to be my room of cyan blue, always turning up the brightness. You said you wanna see me shine, even in the night. Guess it was a lie, 'cause I call you and it's straight to sorry. I can't make it. All my favorite memories have been erased. The gallery of pictures blurring out the faces, burning down the bridges. Guess you couldn't take it. Guess I'm too high for you now. You're crying alone, simply confusing how you could be so close but still so out of reach.
So I'm really anal and really particular about the type thread I use as well. That's another pet peeve of mine, the thread that I use. Yeah, cotton thread is not good for the hair. Even a cotton scarf or anything cotton pillowcase, anything cotton is not good for the hair, because as we know, cotton is gonna dry the hair out. So the last thing you want is something that's drying the hair out. Natural hair, it thrives on moisture and it loves to be hydrated. So the last thing we want to do is that cotton thread. It's to each his own. Stylists, they like to use what they like to use, but on my channel, I'm always going to be trying to educate people, and I don't use cotton thread. Cotton thread is not healthy. That's why you always hear a stylist saying wear a satin cap at night, because if you wear a cotton cap at night, all it's going to do is just dry your hair out. And we know when the hair gets too dry, it starts popping off. So when it comes to sewing thread, the thread, if it's cotton, it's going to have a drying effect on your hair. It's going to dry the hair out. Also, it can, it can collect like mold and mildew in it. And it's also, once the cotton, like you shampoo your hair a few times, that thread, it starts to swell, the cotton thread. It tends to swell and then it'll pop. So I've never used cotton thread to do sew-ins. Again, to each his own. But I have certain pet peeves and I'm just sharing them with you. And so the cotton thread is a negatory. I never use cotton thread. I don't even see how people use it. I can't even sew with it. Not saying I'm not been thinking I'm all that. I'm just telling you, I've been doing hair a long time, and hairstylists, we like what we like. I do not use cotton thread. It's not healthy for the hair. If you want to know what kind of thread I use, just drop a comment below and just ask me what type of thread, weaving thread I use, and I will gladly let you know. Just drop a comment below and I will send it to your inbox as far as what type of thread I use, or any type comment. Just drop it below, please and thank you. Just drop your comment down below. I always respond to my comments. Please and thank you. So another pet peeve that I have, which this will make number 4 pet peeve, when I get to the very top, like when I'm on that last track, which I'm not there yet on this video, but when I get to that very last track, the last track that I sew in, I already go across every track twice. But when I get to that last final track, I sew across it 4 times, which means that, okay, I already go across it twice, and then I go across it twice again, so 4 times. And the reason that I do that is because whenever you have a sew-in and you're combing through your hair, or you're brushing your hair, or whatever you're doing with your hair, you can be brushing, you can be combing, whatever you're doing. That very last track that is sewn on, the very last track that is sewn in, that's going to be the track that gets the most abuse, because it's the last track that's sewn in. So when you combing or brushing, your comb may catch a thread. It's just the track that gets the most abuse. So I'm always very cognizant about sewing across it several times. I didn't have a lot of time to really focus on curling her hair because I had somewhere to go and she had somewhere to go. So I put some little waves in it. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.